what I started doing was when I was 297, I thought about, my God, man, like this could be my life. And I thought, okay, what does heaven look like? I don't know. No one does, I imagine. So I was like, okay, I imagine that there's a big long line and you got judgment and you're God. Let's say you're God and I'm just David Goggins. And right now I'm a 300-pound man. Ecolab guy, I'm 71 years old. This is what I'm thinking at 24 years old, okay? I'm dead, I'm in heaven, you're God. You pull the paper down, it says David Goggins. I'm reading it. And I'm looking at it, and it has my name, but on this paper, it says everything about you. Everything, because God knows all. And I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing 185 pounds, Navy SEAL, changed people's lives, all these amazing things. Public speaker, blah, 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 motivational, all the best-selling book. I look at God and say, God, the name is right, but what's on here is not me. He goes, it should have been you. This was the life that you were supposed to live, but you didn't try. So this is the life that you have.
I talked to a group of people the other day, and I said, if I gave you 100% certainty that you can achieve whatever you want to, would you do it? Everybody raised their hand. So what gets people? It's the uncertainty. What we do is we love to bury half of ourselves away. All the bad parts. We bury them in the attic. We bury them in the cellar. We bury them in the dungeon of our mind. We're afraid to go in there and figure the very things that we're afraid of. So we leave it alone. See, those places are scary. There's cobwebs. There's spiders. It's dark up there. So we don't go up there to figure it out. So we're always about 30, 40, 50% of ourselves. So what does that say about you? If you're not succeeding, and you're not achieving, it's because you're afraid to go in that dark place to find yourself. Stay hard.
How to live in happiness. That just comes naturally to us. Happy moments, but the dark times, man, you can't get there unless you put yourself there. Life will take you there. But when you get into those dark moments, that's why people, how are you able, man, I couldn't read and write till I was a junior in high school. How are you able to write like this, man? I go to such places in my mind and I study the darkness. Like, it's not just physical. When I was growing up, I saw my mom getting beaten, I got beat. And I was some stuttering little kid in an all-white school, and I'm on stage and I gotta say one line. The only way we're gonna get through this is if we study it. So every time I'm in a dark moment and life's up around me, whether it be physical or just life, I'm like, okay, let's come out of this motherfucker genius. You know, I studied the black matter. There's a lot of cookie cutter out here in this world. Oh, discipline, wake up early, take a cold shower. It's not. But what they don't teach you within the cookie cutter is like our minds are like a garage. And the garage, if you open a garage, it's all cluttered up, it's all fucked up. You can't put your car in there. But if you organize that garage and you put everything in its rightful spot, you can put that car in there. You can put 2 cars in there. You can put
A lot of us out here are pushing real hard, but we're afraid to go to that dark side. In your mind, when you push real hard, you have this door in your mind. And a lot of us don't want to open that door. Once you open that door, you're in a tunnel. It's a dark ass tunnel. And you can't see shit. But there's one thing about being in dark places. If you have the courage to stay in there long enough, your eyes will start to adjust to the darkness. Your body and mind will always adjust to more suffering, to more pain. If you want to push harder, know this. Your mind quits way before your body does. So you have to be willing to go way into that darkness and find more of yourself. Stay hard.
So when I was in 6th grade, we had a play, and I used to stutter real bad, man. I mean, like, I couldn't say a word without just going off on my stuttering, man. So whenever I'm in front of people, I tell them that. I literally walked off a stage. I couldn't get the I had one line to say in 6th grade, one line. And I literally walked off stage because I couldn't say the line. So I get in front of these people, and I speak for an hour and a half. And I look at them before I start speaking, and I say, my God, this is pretty amazing. When I was a young kid, I couldn't even stand in front of 2 people.
You have this door in your mind. And a lot of us don't want to open that door. Once you open that door, you're in a tunnel. It's a dark ass tunnel. And you can't see shit. But there's one thing about being in dark places. If you have the courage to stay in there long enough, your eyes will start to adjust to the darkness. Your body and mind will always adjust to more suffering, to more pain. If you want to push harder, know this. Your mind quits way before your body does. So you have to be willing to go way into that darkness and find more of yourself. Stay hard.
So when I was in 6th grade, we had a play, and I used to stutter real bad, man. I mean, like, I couldn't say a word without just going off on my stuttering, man. So whenever I'm in front of people, I tell them that. I literally walked off a stage because I couldn't get the I had one line to say in 6th grade, one line. And I literally walked off stage because I couldn't say the line. So I get in front of these people, and I speak for an hour and a half. And I look at them before I start speaking, and I say, my God, this is pretty amazing. When I was a young kid, I couldn't even stand in front of 2 people to speak in front of them. And where I'm getting at is I found great power in facing my fears. And by doing that, it gave me such confidence to stand in front of a lot of people, because I now know what a lot of us are going through so much. But I had the guts to face it. I had the guts to tell people how messed up I am, how messed up I was, the struggles I'm going through. Very few people have that in them to do that on a public platform, and that gives you a lot of confidence. When you finally get to the point when you really mean I don't give a what you think about me, there's a lot of power in the fact that you can stand up in front of people and look at them, and if you mess up or if you start stuttering, you don't care. And to have that kind of mindset, I'm finally there now through facing myself. So yeah, all those things, I don't fear too much anymore, man. And if I do, I attack it.
I guess to me, it's, there's several things. It's hard to boil it down to this one. But, I sat around for a lot of years, after I got abused. But a lot of the abuse came from myself. Well, my dad abused me, and I, had some bullying and learning disabilities and all these different things growing up. I thought that there was this, this fallback plan, this mythical fallback plan that we all have. And I realized the fallback plan, the harsh reality was the fallback plan was me. And once I realized that, after years of just sitting around waiting for something to magically happen and propel me into the right place, that's a hard reality when you realize that you are the fallback plan. And that's when the work started happening for me. Well, the problem that most of us have is we think that we're all alone. We think that we're the only ones going through all this stuff. I thought it.
Most of us think that if you're fat, which I was fat for a while, you think you're the only fat person in the world. Your vision becomes very narrowed. And what happened to me was, all I did was I peeled back. And I was able to get on top of a mountaintop in my head. And when you're high on that mountain, you have a great vantage point. And I was able to look down at the world. And all of us are jacked up. Some of us hide it better than others, but we're all jacked up. And once you realize that, you got to come out of your shell. You got to accept who you are. You got to accept the demons that life gave you, that maybe you gave you. Whoever gave them to you, you got to accept that. You got to be able to look them in the mirror, look them in the eye, and say, okay, I'm going to start fixing these things. But if you think that you're by yourself, the reality of your life becomes very, very horrible. And you're not. We are all jacked up. And once you realize that, man, it's like whatever. You don't even look at the crowd anymore. You look at your own race, you do your own race, you do your own thing, and you finally find out who you're supposed to be in this life.
Hello everybody, it's Groundhog Day again for David Goggins. You panic down here, you see it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's not a car or a person inside. You pan over here, it's the same thing, not a car or a person inside. People want to know where I find my strength at, where I get my strength. I get it from a lot of places, but right now, this morning, I'm getting it from, there's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday, hate it's a Monday, and I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the after it every daggone day. Stay hard.